like I say, and it's all on record too. Like I said, I was having caffeine and all kinds of spices because Colombia was such a big. I mean, not Colombia. I mean, Panama was such a big thing. My ships would come from Germany and would go, and they would, and they would go, and then so like I was providing food and stuff to the different work crews and stuff because like I said there was the Indian camp, there's the black camp, there was the like Middle Easterns or whatever from some of my other builds, and there's all these, every 15 miles or every 50 miles or so there was another camp and another work party that was building basically the Panama Canal. It's effing huge. So in order to get it done in time we had to have, you know there was the black people, there was the white people, everybody was there. Literally everybody was in Panama, except for the wars and everything else like that. Everyone was in Panama. There were Germans there, there were Englishmen there, you know, everybody was there, because, there's the Panama part of it. And then, of course, there's also the underground pipeline part of it. So, like, and there was like 5 or 6 dams and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's like one of the world's biggest things, I think. Anyway, like I said, it was like a 150 or 500 year project. It's huge. I know every inch of it. Like I didn't practically. So because like I saw all the pictures, I knew the thing like the inside out of my hand. Like it was my project. So anyway, I mean I was going to be living in California or owning America. So I was like, and that's another thing too is that I mean I planned to basically Panama was just kind of like, one of those cool little projects, where it's like it begins with one thing and then, I kind of kept on putting money into it. And for a while there, people were like, "You're gonna go bankrupt. You're going bankrupt. You're broke. You're losing everything. You're gonna like people actually thought that I was gonna lose everything over Panama." And like I said, at some point in time, I said, "All right, fine. I'll mortgage Germany against Panama. It will get built." And like I said, what happened was basically Germany found out that basically I was putting them on the auction block, my interest in Germany. So Germany was like, Hans, we're going to Panama, and basically all my scientists, like Germany was like, you will not fail. Anyway, like I said, because I was running out of money, I was running out of, people were starting to doubt me. People were doubting me like the whole time, and then there was also other people like flying over Panama saying, and I was like, I'm not selling Panama, especially as it started getting near completion. Like I said, I was getting fundraisers and people like I said, I figured I could lose at least 50 years of production or something like that. Like I mean, we were going to make lots of money there. I mean, we were making lots of money. Like the amount of metal that came out of Panama, basically put train tracks up and down California and into America. Huge amounts of metal came from Panama, basically. So, and then of course there's all the shipping to California and other places. Anyway, I don't know. It's just California. I don't know. I don't know. Realistically, it's mostly the water too. And like I said, Panama probably might have failed, but basically, I was also doing the water for Colombia because basically, Brazil and Colombia is basically a desert without. That was one of the problems. It was worthless land. It was worthless land. So anyway, though, and that's another reason why I was giving up. I made a deal with the Mexicans basically over it too, because I was like, well, I don't need this middle section here, and you can get water too, and I basically gave up Mexico, pretty much. I was like, well, because I was in a fight with it over, basically Roosevelt was trying. The Irishmen went over there or were over there, and basically they were attacked, and they contacted me and were basically, well, this guy Roosevelt here would killed your guy or whatever, and basically we're keeping him, and he was trying to start a revolution or a revolt against you. I was like, oh, really? Anyway, he was trying to basically, get a revolt. As Panama was getting near completion, he was trying to cause a revolt against basically what was, Lucifer White Star Alliance, me, America, for the Republic, or something like that, or something else, or Republicans or something. I don't know. Like I said, you have to talk to some Irishmen, because they contacted me about it. And basically, Roosevelt had actually killed my other person there, which was somebody else or something like that. And basically, I talked to the Irishman. The Irishman said, "All right, well, we're going to handle it. Don't worry." Because the Irishman knew me from Belfast and basically knew me from Ireland. Like I said, I had been, whenever I needed a job done, I called the Irishman. I called like I said, if you need a job done, you contact an Irishman or, you know, those people. They get the job done, regardless. So anyway, and they knew me from the past, from Belfast and other places. So, like I said, I had like 150, 200 years or 1,000 years of basically pretty much, honest. You made a deal with me and a verbal deal, and it was good enough. So, anyway, yeah. So they contacted me, and they told me about the revolt or whatever Roosevelt was doing, and there was supposed to be more pay raises than there actually were. Everyone was supposed to be anyway. I guess they straightened it out basically, and they got all the money apportioned or something. I don't really know because Germany came over there, and Germany was like, right here on the books, we paid them. We paid Panama. Anyway, we were paying the wage. Germany was paying the wages. They were paying their money and stuff like that, and they were also doing the science on nuclear bombs and stuff. Anyway, so there's this whole big debacle or whatever else like that, like the finances, and basically, I guess what Roosevelt was doing is he was going down to Cuba, or Colombia, and he was trying to raise an army to go and attack Panama, or something like that. That's what the Irishman said. So I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, for the Republic or something, or Confederacy, I guess. I don't really know. I was like, what? Anyway, so yeah, so that's where the insurrection began, basically. Like I said, Europe and Belfast and Birmingham and the Irishman, they all knew me, Lucifer Star. So, I was contacted. So I was like, what? So they straightened it out, I guess. And like I said, I promised them like I would never forget it. That they had, they had scored one. I owed them a favor, basically. Like I said, that's another thing about Lucifer Star. I always remember my favors. So anyway, they contacted me. They straightened it out, blah blah, and all this and other stuff. And I said, oh, okay, all right, good. And they probably might have known me from Warsaw as well, because like I said, some Irishmen contacted me in Warsaw, and again, like I said, the Irishmen were one of my best crews. Steel workers and basically trains people and miners and stuff like that. They're the best. They had a lot of years of basically good solid running with me. So anyway, I knew I could trust them. Just like I knew I could trust the Chinese and everything else like that. So anyway, and that's another reason why I was trying to keep my groups together and keep everybody working together. So anyway, apparently Roosevelt was trying to do a revolt in Panama or something like that. I don't really know the complete details of it, but basically the Irishman basically locked him up in his estate or something, or his house basically, for about 2 years or something like that, until something. I don't really know, but basically, yeah. So anyway, because he was trying to raise an army to attack Panama and kill off the other workers, and I guess keep the money. I don't really know. Like I said, there were like 250,000 or 500,000 or 700,000 people in Panama working it. So I guess as it neared completion, because we paid every year, or we paid twice a year, and most people were like, oh yeah, no problem, because I also provided food. I provide food and lodging and everything else like that. So most people would work, their portion of time, and when work was done, they would get their money. Like I said, I'm always on the up and up, like completely fair about everything. That's another thing about Lucifer Star. I pay my debts. So I had more than enough money. I mean, I owned Germany and most countries, half the planet on the world. I was the world ruler and world inventor. So they knew they could trust me. And yeah, everything by the book. Germany accountants and everything, every T dotted, everything, films, records, photographs. There should be hundreds of photographs of Panama, basically. Because I was really proud. I was like, I'm so proud of you guys. This is awesome. It was awesome. It was epic. So, anyway, unfortunately, though, like I say, they call it politics, but it's not politics. It's basically, Roosevelt, I guess, saw the nuclear bombs. Like I said, we were using the nuclear bombs in Panama and stuff like that, to do some, to do some nuclear tests to basically fracture rock more than we'd ever fractured it before, because the only other way was basically small explosions or using cannon to basically fracture it, and we needed to, like, because it's a huge area, so we really needed to fracture rock. So we were doing like 1 or 2 mine shafts, and then we were filling them with explosive, and then boom, or trying to get a nuclear bomb and boom, and then the diggers could come in and really get at that rock and really dig it out. There's the only way that we could get it completed in time. So, anyway, and I said at one point in time, I want that dirt to fly. Yeah, and my Germans were like, no problem. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, Nixon knew that I could just be like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. 1812, nuclear bombs. So, oh yeah, and before that, volcanoes, and basically using lava to basically create swords and metal, stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I remember all the history very well. So.